Hello, America. It is March 10th, I think. Yes, March 10th, episode 69 of Three Things with Ian. Welcome. On today's jam-packed episode, we have hockey and hair, a match made in heaven. We have Nikola Jokic, the absurdity of what he's done to the NBA and to himself. And lastly, the thrill of the rip. I love trading cards. I love opening trading cards. I pulled some good ones this weekend, and I wanted to share them with you all. So, if you're just finding me, welcome. And if you've been along for the ride, welcome back. Let's jump in. So, Minnesota hockey, right? Those two words go together like apple and pie. Championship Sunday was yesterday for a high school hockey game. We had 20,491 fans fill the Minnesota Wild Arena. That is more than any other NHL game to date this season. So, two things are sacred in Minnesota: hockey and hair. For a number of years now, they have, in conjunction with the high school tournament, right? All the different classes of high schools compete. So, your Class A, Class B, Class C. All the finals are held in the NHL arena. Great atmosphere. Would love to go someday. Second weekend of March. It's always second weekend of March. They release, in conjunction with the tournament, the Minnesota State All Hockey Hair Team. It's kind of a calendar for charity where any high school athlete on the hockey team can submit a picture of their luscious locks, their flowing mullets, and it's kind of fun, and it's a big to-do out there. And it gives me hope. It gives me hope for the future. These kids honor the immaculate. They have immaculate heads of lettuce. I guess lettuce is slang for hair. I keep seeing that word lettuce. They honor the tradition of having immaculate heads of lettuce while adding their own little flair. So there's waves cascading onto the shore type of hair. I wish I could share pictures with you. Definitely stop what you're doing at some point and Google this stuff. Type of hair where no matter you are in life, everyone will instantly know that you can smash a puck around like an absolute demon, right? So besides great hockey, there's great hair. Just a feel-good story to start off our Monday. Like I said, hockey is sacred in Minnesota, and I think it's kind of fun that they not only honor the sport with a really fun, open to the public, huge tournament to celebrate all the different months and all the grueling games they played up until the championship, but they also release the all hair team. Used to be just different types of mullets and different kinds of weird looks. Now just check it out. There's some crazy locks, some luscious locks out there. Just for all the riz, right? For all the charisma. All right, so that's my first story, hockey and hair, Minnesota. Let's talk about another sports story. Nikola Jokic. He's a large Serbian man. And let me preface this by saying, if you saw Nikola Jokic walk down the street in non-basketball attire, you would think there's a large construction worker or there is a large person. You would not think, wow, this is an athlete. This is a physical specimen of a human being who can do things on the basketball court that no one has ever done. But he is. He's not particularly defined physically, not particularly muscly. He's just sort of a big block of meat that happens to understand and play a very Serbian-style basketball, and he's completely taken over the NBA. He's a 3-time MVP winner already, and just that alone is like a resume. That's like an end-of-period resume builder. You just would not, under any pretense, look at him and say, oh, that's a shoe-in Hall of Famer. But he is one of the best players of all time. And I say that with complete certainty. Just last night, he did something that no one's ever done. He had a 30-20-20 game. A triple-double of the highest magnitude. Scored 31 points, grabbed 21 rebounds, and had 22 assists as a center. Some perspective on that absurd stat line. No one had ever reached 24-18-18 before Friday. We're talking about Wilt Chamberlain, Russell Westbrook, the king of triple-doubles, Michael Jordan, LeBron James. Only Wilt Chamberlain and Russell Westbrook have ever posted 20-20-20 games, right? He had a triple-double in each half of the game. And his 22 assists are absurd for a center. Yes, the game has changed. The days of Akeem Olajuwon and Patrick Ewing and Shaquille O'Neal, whose backs are to the basket, who are just rebounding and putting up dunks, those days are over. But still, 22 assists for a center for any player. I don't care if you're running the point, right? I don't care if you're Steph Curry. 22 assists is an awful lot. So once again, Nikola Jokic, he ranks in the top 5 in points, rebounds, assists, and steals. This is crazy. I keep using the word absurd because, once again, pause this and Google him. You just don't think he's capable of doing these things. So I'll give you some reasons as to why he's so successful. He touches the ball a ton, 113 times per game. The Nuggets have 100 possessions a game. He's literally involved in every possession, sometimes more than once, right? He's doing all these things. He's moving the ball. He's rebounding. He's assisting. He's shooting. No one's, since they've been studying touches per game, no one has averaged more than Nikola Jokic, right? So traditionally, the tallest man fights for control near the rim, waiting to be fed passes for close-range baskets. Guards and wings fly around the perimeter of play, dribbling, passing, taking long shots. Jokic does all of these things, and well, right? The only other comparison I would have would be Victor Wembanyama, the 7'4" French player. But he could be Nikola Jokic in a few years, but he's not there yet. So Jokic can pass the ball. He can drive towards the basket. He misroutes defenders with his eyes. He slings the ball across the floor to a player. He grabs a defensive rebound. These all can be in the same possession. He knows where his teammates are, and he puts the ball there before they arrive. So the game has gotten faster. The ball is moving around, pinballing more than ever. Pace and space. That's modern basketball, guys, is pace and space. No one gets that more than Nikola Jokic. He reads the floor like a LeBron. He scores like a Michael Jordan. It's really fun to watch. He's the master of this new geometry. He sees plays before they happen. LeBron James said that. The only man to score 50,000 points in a career just gave that high praise to Nikola Jokic, a 6'9" Serbian man who you don't recognize. Right? So I think it's pretty cool. He's not a silky smooth player. It's herky-jerky, but he just knows where to be, and he elevates everybody around him. And as I've said numerous times, the thing that I look for in athletes and leaders is what do you do to the players around you? If you're not elevating them, if you're not bringing up their game, I don't care how good you are, I'm just not that interested, right? So pretty cool stuff. So one of the most dependable ways for a basketball team to score is for the players without the ball to move constantly, cutting across the court and circling back and setting screens. This is exhausting, but because Nikola Jokic passes the ball so quickly, he makes all that movement worth it. And the Nuggets are odds-on favorites to take on the Celtics, my beloved Celtics, for the NBA championship. And the dude is crazy. He's not on social media. He has no problem telling any human being that he prefers horses to humans. He's very affectionate with his teammates, but it's a very strange kind of affection. Quote unquote, he prefers the company of horses. I like the smell of them, he says. He's just the guy. It's just such a cool thing to see someone like him, especially as somebody of his stature, not on social media. He's from Serbia, which, whether they were part of Yugoslavia or previous, they had a strong basketball culture. The documentary on the Dream Team, the Olympics, has him on it. It's very good. If you don't know who Nikola Jokic is, Google him. He's just the guy. And I just love how much he's changed the game. And he shows just what you can do with a high basketball IQ and the ability to pace and space, move the ball, find people, right? Dribble drive. Okay, enough basketball. Hopefully I've converted fans of yous. Hopefully I converted you guys to be at least appreciative of his game. He possibly could win another MVP. I used to take the over on him, be like, he's not that great. He is that great. He's special. All right, my last and final thing is something kind of personal, something that I like to do. I love opening trading cards. This is a box that I bought yesterday. It's a little older, you'll notice. This is a 2021-2022 Top Soccer. 7-pack, 6 cards each. And I got some good ones, and I want to share them with you because it makes me happy, and I want you to see my happiness. One of the cool things about this particular box from Topps is that you're guaranteed, what do they call them, 4 sparkles, 4 sparkle foil parallels. There's so many weird words for stuff, but here's one. You probably can't see it sparkle. This is Mo Salah, the Egyptian king. This is my favorite soccer player on the planet right now. Liverpool's my team, right? Liverpool's my team. Mo Salah's phenomenal. Got that card. This is the rookie card for Bellingham. He's on Borussia Dortmund. Now he's Real Madrid. Great English midfielder. Phenomenal pace, phenomenal strike. Super young. Makes me feel super old. Everyone does these days, I suppose. But my favorite card that I got, it's Jules Koundé. He's not that impressive. I mean, he's phenomenal. But if you look at the back here, it says 3 out of 5. You see that in that gold print? So the way that they talk about rarity is where value is created. You guys know that. Everything from platinum to the stock market to cards. Rarity is where it's at. This particular version of the card exists. Several different versions exist. But there's only 5 that are this version. And I have the third of the 5. So usually when I look for cards, you'll see like the slash 299, 350. That means there's 350 of those cards out there. Still pretty rare, obviously. Most cards, like the 2 I showed you previously, don't have a blank of. They're just the card. There could be thousands, hundreds of thousands of those. But essentially, you look for the Holy Grail is the 1 of 1, right? There is just that card. You have it. You have the only one that exists of that specific style and make and year and model, right? And then you have you have the slash to 5, slash to 10, slash to 19, 25. Usually it's close to numbers that make sense. Don't ask me why it's always slash 299. But this is my rarest card in terms of there's only 5 of these and I have the third one. So it doesn't mean a ton. It's probably worth between $75 and $100, which is something. It's not something that you could, it's something. There's some value there. I got back into cards through my son. I love them. I could talk about them forever. I did a podcast. I did a YouTube channel on cards. Didn't go anywhere. Decided to just pivot into this, which I'm super happy with. Before I leave you today, we'll recap them quickly. Trading cards are great. Love the rip. It's called the thrill of the rip. Not a fart. Trading cards. And we talked about Nikola Jokic and how he's changed the game. And we talked about, the first topic was mullets, hockey, and hair in Minnesota. So what an episode this was. What a ride. Here's the deal, guys. I want my voice, my visage to be seen by more people. So here's a challenge for you. Like, if people subscribe and this podcast grows, I will, when we hit 100 subscribers, we're at 30 right now, I will shave my head live on this radio show. Not a radio show. This show. All right, so like and share and subscribe, and let's get this out there. I will do another mailbag podcast soon. I will take some feedback from people's. We will do more non-sports topics. Right now, I'm just really into sports, and I hope you guys are too. We'll talk economics and politics, very small politics. But anyway, be above the line. That's my quote for you today. Be above the line. And I will see you guys tomorrow.